Every year, more than 1.5 million people work in confined spaces like tanks, vaults, pits, or storage bins. Many will be injured, and many will not come out alive. To help you work safely in confined spaces, your employer complies with the Occupational Safety and Health Administration's permit-required confined spaces regulation. This program covers your employer's confined space program. You'll learn about identifying characteristics and space hazards, atmospheric testing, other hazard controls, the confined space permit, personal protective equipment, communication, rescue equipment, team responsibilities, and contractors.
Imagine yourself trapped in a sewer full of deadly carbon monoxide, unable to escape the poisonous gas, buried alive in a bin of choking sawdust, or caught in an oil refinery tank when it explodes into flames. Fatal accidents like these have actually happened, but they could have been prevented by following the standard for permit-required confined space entry published by OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. This program will help you understand how to identify permit spaces and their hazards, the OSHA Permit Space Program, how an entry permit can keep you safe while you work in confined spaces, and the training and duties of a confined space entry team.
According to OSHA, hazardous atmospheric conditions cause 90% of all confined space fatalities. A confined space is any area that can be entered, has limited ways of getting in and out, and is not designed for continuous occupancy. Air doesn't move freely through most confined spaces, and with no air currents to flush the atmosphere, hazardous gases may collect inside the space. This makes testing the atmosphere a necessary step in confined space entry. Testing will warn you if the atmosphere is hazardous and identify the dangers so you will be able to eliminate them. This program will help you understand atmospheric testing in confined spaces. You'll learn the 3 major atmospheric tests, the importance of calibration, and how to respond if testing proves the atmosphere unsafe.
Your solution for safely working in confined spaces is ventilation.
Ventilation replaces contaminated air with air that's clean and breathable. Sometimes the natural airflow is adequate to circulate fresh air, but in most confined spaces, proper ventilation must be provided mechanically, either with fans or other air-moving equipment. This program will teach you about mechanical ventilation, why it's necessary, when it's necessary, and how to ventilate safely and effectively. A lot of things can happen in the workplace. We're going to be watching as workmen are assigned to perform a task inside a confined space. Let's find out what's going on.
Every year, more than 1.6 million workers enter spaces like storage tanks, process vessels, pits, vats, boilers, sewers, and pipelines. They go in these spaces to clean, repair, inspect, and maintain them. And every year, as many as 63 workers die in confined spaces. They are asphyxiated, burned, electrocuted, drowned, crushed, and ground up in machinery. Even more alarming is the fact that up to 60% of those who die are would-be rescuers. In some cases, as many as 4 people have died while trying to rescue a single victim. This program will show you how a well-planned rescue program can make your workplace safer for permit space workers and rescuers.